afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to the exciting 1 vs 1 on Angerville. Between, in the south, Walther fighting for the Kampfgruppe Walther. With Jägerarm, Mobile Defense and Spearhead Doctrine, with Infantry Volunteer, MG42 there, and Infantry Company up. Versus in the north, Classy Skull Champion David, fighting for the United States of America. Here fighting for the 2nd Armored Division, tasked with clearing up the Kampfgruppe holding up this small but vital road. Noting he's probably got bullets from machine guns, there's the 50 caliber, grenades and infantry. So a bit of a mix there. He's also got rifle, infantry and armored companies, also a mix there of things with a few options there for his troops and support elements. Grenadiers there for Walther following up. We got double rifleman there for Classy Skull Champion David, though for the sake of keeping things brief, we'll just referring to him as David for the rest of the fight. There shouldn't be any confusion over that. So quickly moving out there, Sergeant Peters leads his men heroically across the empty fields with no German in sight. Generally, when the Germans appeared, Sergeant Peters heroically led from the back. There we go, going straight for the fuel point there. Both sides probably focusing on the eastern half of the map and none going forward to the west here. MG focusing up here, ensuring that he can't easily get for the point there, but of course if he all goes for a grenade he could actually pop it over there and the MG42 does not. We got more rifling up there, second grenadiers got their arriving, grenadiers holding up here, bit of a standoff here. Now this side getting to the fuel point, but still we got a bit more of an initial sort of territorial advantage here to David, since he's actually got a bit more of the distance up there. Go rifling in, ignoring the MG42, rear stones rifle flying away, their pioneers taking heavy damage over the rifle, the M1 Garand's tearing through the men. And there we go, looks like entire pioneers squad there wiped within the first, well, 2 minutes of the game. That's definitely not good, but there we go, taking advantage, trying to flank up with the MG42, not bad, bit risky though. In this case, not quite fully set up there. Ooh, damn close, but problem is with that many men out there open and the MG42 itself exposed out in the open, I mean the gunners can just quickly clear it up before since it gets as far from any shots there. So in that case, while not a bad idea, he should have probably pulled a bit further back and set up that he might have worked out, but oh well. Fighting positioning set up here as well by David, rather aggressively here as well. We're seeing David sort of going in, well, very aggressive. He lost the rear squad as well, so in that sense, you know, tit for tat there, though, in the sense Walther is still losing up there since the rear echelons are cheaper than the pioneers. More rifle moving up there, grenadiers firing with another gun squad flanking in there. Some very heavy action again. He's basically sort of managing to contain Walther here within the first few moments of the game. He's getting replacement rear echelons. Walther not getting a replacement troops, they're just getting more grenadiers. So right now, David keeping up pressure here, still turning towards the west to sort of alleviate things there. Taking up in the building, not bad, not bad. Forcing the Americans to either pull back into the building of their own. But there you go, they do get into it, and that sense they'll have the advantage. There you go, MG42 setting up again. This time, hopefully, a bit better here to deal with the rifle there. This time on the house, on just there, by the wall. And this needs to fall back down to 1 man. Walther can't afford that many losses early on. There we go. Need to retreat there. Zurückfallen. And finally going towards the west using his new rear echelons, not being anything with a fighting position. I mean, I'm pretty sure what he's planning to do with this is basically setting up a rifle grenade position, because otherwise, the way it's set up, it's actually going to cover here with this machine gun, which is pretty useless for the Americans. For the Germans, that would have been great, but yeah, you know, David's not the Germans. He's not fighting from the south. And again, having from the south could work, but you know, again, that's not the case. So this is clearly just for rifle grenades, but he's not using it at the moment. So right now, Walther has been fighting a lot. He's done some damage there to David, but David's showing off a lot of damage there. Plus, he's not really got a lot of territory. So in that sense, David so far is leading ahead here. And it is pushing onwards. Got no tech up there, just more infantry. In fact, going for 3 grenadiers. The pioneers only fought him so far. Again, a lot of resources being poured towards tier 1. But there you go. Finally pushed away from the east, but still, even he does finally sort of grabbed away from David. It's, you know, not going to be quite to his advantage. And again, David able to get them more resources out of this chunk of the map already. Though, of course, the fighting position it could end up being a loss of and waste of manpower specifically for David, so that could be a good thing if he can clear that quickly. But that's basically going to show the only essential thing here. And overall, of course, the question is why they David then build if he's other quickly going to abandon, not sort of do anything further with. Of course, he might have realised that was a bad idea. He's just trying out some new things. Of course, that's always nice, but you know, I think he could have considered better positions overall than other way. That's not quite working out for him. A bit more pressure towards the west. Finally, though rather late, he's going for a heavy tier 1 here. Despite the losses, despite the pressure, Walther's responded to go for heavy tier 1, not trying to push the tempo up, tried to force attack against David, somehow maybe sort of trying to overcome that initial disadvantage. That could be a bit risky there, a bit risky. In fact, we already got David taking out himself again, taking advantage of the early resource advantage, going for the lieutenant there. Grenadiers and pioneering with the rear stones, forcing those away, and almost got that one. Grabbing points there rather than moving in. So managed to at least hold both fuel points here for a brief while. That's not too bad here for Walther. Almost got the fighting position there. Bunch of free experience for the MD42 as well, which I suppose is always helpful. But it is a bit of a slow endeavour. You know, Dieter, yeah, why do we keep shooting away at a hole in the ground? If you're a fair, I guess, just keep shooting. There we go, finally got it. Took him quite a bit of a while there. And there you go, Lieutenant, they're having a bit of a rough start here, having to deal with troops inside the building. He's got no grenades to flush them out, so he's actually taking quite some damage here. But doing his best here with Thompson and BAR. Got to deal with those damn crowds inside the building. But he's ready to replace them, ensuring he actually has to fall back there eventually. Further pressure here, trying to work around, but there you go, Risen going in. In this sense, now Walther's sort of spreading out there, and it's not quite working out fully for him. In fact, we see a weak spot. David saw it, seized it. Good job there. Also noting he's got grenade upgrades here, so he's really pushing his earlier tiers there again. Lieutenant, but also grenade upgrades will get the most out of his sort of initial advantages, sort of further strengthen him, and make it a bit harder for Walther that way. If he sticks to tier 1, so he just go anywhere else. That's not too bad here. Not too bad. And again, we're seeing a lot of resources and territory being denied to Walther. So overall, good start here from David. So far, good start.
Orders incoming.
Quick smoke here though to deal with the MD42 as well. Good work, sharp thinking. MD42 has to fall back further. And it is moving up here. I'd like to make a nice company almost done there for Walther. Double rock and hanging about there. Oh no! Lost an MD42 right there to the Americans. Definitely not a very good early game here for Walther. Definitely not. As a general rule of thumb, though, I would always suggest if you're going for the Germans, you're starting south of the angle, go west. East, I mean, you just generally leave yourselves open. I mean, sure, if you can sort of get it initially, you can defend it better, but problem is, your opponent just sort of pushes hard for it, you're not quite going to get it. And that just means you basically gave your opponent a larger early game advantage. So generally, west is safer because there's less territory to hide from, and less building to be utilised against you as well. And there you go, he might be able to grab the MD42 there back from David. Going to be damn close, but he's going for it, he's going to go for it. He might want to consider some mines as well. We've got a 2-2 on the way there. He's seen the lieutenant, he's clearly worried about an M20, and certainly the 2-2-2 could also work a bit versus the infantry, though 251 could also be of help here, would allow him to push better, aggressively, also push a bit against the infantry with it as well. And there's always the flamethrower upgrade. But there you go, grenade. He's predicting where, you know, the gun is going to move. Good throw there by David. Really solid infantry play there. And then pushing on the lieutenant, and it's Thompson and BAR really pressing against the grenadiers. Very nicely played here by David. Of course, Walther is doing his best to sort of try and overcome it and deal with it. MD42 in a very aggressive position now. Going to make it more difficult to move here, but again, there's still this path, and so far that's where David is pushing hard. Grenadiers need to retreat before they're wiped out here. So close there. But now we got the 2-2 arc, we got the 2-2-2. I like the punches being arcing, which really didn't see much action by 1944-45. I mean, still big sound, I mean, hell, you could see Panzer IIs being utilised in some units in 1945 because they're basically emptying out everything they could. But, you know, the 2-2 by this point was being replaced with the 250 variant that was basically sort of made up as an armoured car. Or by, well, reconnaissance tanks. The 2-2 basically had the problem. Well, it wasn't really good off-road, which rather limits your ability to do reconnaissance. And that was basically sort of its Achilles heel. Bunker up here for Walther, no tech up. No doctrine either, though neither from David here, going for the cut-off one again. Not really covering it up. He could do with another MD42 support here, not just here. 50 covering up here for David. That 50 cal, the Mardus. Go, troops getting suppressed. The MD42, smoke down. Work there to ensure he can't easily shoot. Well played there by David again. Understands good usage of smoke. Very well done. The scout is taking a bit of damage. Hasn't really done a lot. Instead suffered quite a bit at the hands of the Amerikanen. And he's going for a half-track. I mean, all the infantry, certainly, again, the sort of situation, half-track could work out here as long as David doesn't bring out how counter. The captain can certainly help deal with that with his bazookas there, so that's all going to make things more difficult. But obviously, he's not going to rush it in ahead, so supporting the grenadiers, he can do quite well with machine guns, but also ensuring that Walther has to constantly reinforce. And at the counter chasing, that's going to be very valuable. Of course, that's one of his bigger issues. All the time he has spent running back and forth reinforcing, he can also use a quick react to the situation, pop some troops into it, and then move down to sort of deal with whatever he is. In this case, though, a bit of poor manoeuvre. He left his MD-42 exposed, pulling back his grenadiers. You know, he should have had the grenadiers on the front line, then MD-42, but instead, he ended up doing the reverse here. That's unfortunate. Americans keep pushing up. Lieutenant, grenades, all that. Nasty work. 2-2, they're ready to react and move in again. Pioneers following up. And then we got Mittelschutz and Panzer Wagner arriving here for Walther. Clearly, the Kampfgruppe Walther had access to that, but ready to get away. And wiped. Heavy loss there. Walther is still suffering quite a bit. There we go, going to need to get out. Oh dear, that's 2 wipes in a row. He's managed to get the MD-42, which is something, but Walther is struggling here quite severely. Some counter grenadiers might be an idea here, something with a bit more oomph to them, instead giving more grenadiers. Both vehicles in dire need repairs. David's still in a strong situation. I mean, he's still taking some damage here and there, so of course it's not all smooth sailing, but he's definitely getting his money's worth here. There'll be much here what the lieutenant. That would definitely be a huge boost there for him. But nope, 50 caliber here to save the day. Suppressed, and that unless he's getting all some super lucky shots there. The lieutenant is going to go where there we go. Going to need his pinned, taking heavy loss there to the 50 caliber machine gun.
I need cover. All done over here.
2-2 being repaired.
Gather round.
Whoops.
I smell orders. What the hell am I meant to do with these?
And getting weapon racks opening up for BARs and bazookas, further strengthening his rifle here. David keeping an eye on the ball, which amongst other things are the rifles, of course. Slowly just getting them more and more equipment and upgrades as the game progresses is always a good thought there as Americans. Well, of course, also taking up, you know, but already he's got Lieutenant, Captain out there. Just got a few options there, anti-tank guns, stewards, and the like. So now he's sort of getting ready to further push his rifle advantage again. Not bad there. 2-2 with grenadiers moving towards the west. Good work there. Good work. MD-42 sitting up here. And half-track almost done. One option here to be considered actually upgrading with flamethrowers. I mean, he's clearly not using as much as a transport, so it would help for some of the infantry here. In particular, if he digs in, that would be quite helpful there for Walther. And the Kampfgruppe Walther.
The capture point is under attack.
Damaged engine.
Promotion. Orders incoming. Our supply line just got cut off.
David certainly keeping up the pressure, keeping up the tempo, not doing anything recklessly silly, always good flanking, and always, you know, looking for a weak spot, which I think is one of the more important things in Americans. You're not just there sort of hammer away, you're there to sort of sneak up with a dagger and sort of hit them in the back with it.
Let's get her going.
There you go, and he's quickly outgunned here by the lieutenant. Vetchi already really makes him difficult to deal with in any sort of one-on-one engagement. And there you go, more rifle moving in. We could see one wipe here. It would be terrible. Getting a mortar now, Granatenwerfer. Bit of a trill here. Could maybe help out Walther, but I'd rather think another MD-42 might be a better choice here, or some Panzer Grenadiers. But either way, getting a mortar. And the struggles though continues. Half track just waking back there. Could try and move a bit further. So much aggression, so much pressure.
Area secured. Check your ammo.
No further tech up there.
Supply line just got cut off.
And he's... Oh, he cancelled the upgrade. Looks like David decided against it. For there were reasons. I mean, there's always some reason. He's also floating plenty of manpower. Could consider some caches. I mean, that'd be good. I mean, no reason to really float 900 manpower at the moment. Getting a pack howitzer. That's definitely floating a lot less manpower. I'm trying to go into help here with some of Walter's tactics. There you go, Granatenwerfer ready here to with the ensconced 50 caliber machine gun. Shifting more towards west for the time being, it seems like there we go, 50 caliber falling back there from the Granatenwerfer, MD-42 moving in, Grenadiers following up. Half track, everything else sitting up from the assault here. Captain waiting behind the wreckage of a crashed British glider. Getting a steward as well, so David really now pouring into his tier 3. And he's also feeling confident due to how the resource floats, not really have to worry about enemy armor. No sort of tier 3 rush. So in that sense, David is also quite clear of the situation of his opponent and knowing what he can get away there. So also sharp play there from David strategically.
We're losing a capture point.
Two half-track pioneers, grenadiers. Now Walther seems to sort of be putting together a more coherent fighting force. It might be a bit more difficult here for David to deal with. Plus with two strike force all setting up telemines here, he's clearly worried about enemy armour at this point. Pack 40 there stood on the way on there. I mean, at this point, I mean, theoretically, he's just only gone for either of these buildings, he could have gone straight for the Sherman, but then again, he might not quite have as a well-rounded force as he otherwise does. I mean, there's always, you know, those sort of trade-offs you have to make. Do you want a more well-rounded force, or do you sort of quickly want to go for armour and sort of have to sort of afterwards follow up and make up for it? In this case, David sort of takes the slower, more measured approach. He's in no rush here. He's taking things calmly against his opponent. Getting artillery, machine guns, a mix of officers and the likes. There we go, if you cover the wiped out. If you could grab that, definitely think about Walther versus David. Half-track supporting here. Good work, good work. MT42 to move up. Lieutenant can't deal with the half-track, that's also good. So there we go, there we go. Could grab the 50 caliber, could grab it. Should grab it, actually. In fact, he can do it with the half-track nearby. He can reinforce both units there at the same time. Stripping up the west side, can easily fall back. Schnell. There we go, grabbing it, but the half-track is nowhere near seen. Rifleman getting suppressed, though. By the way, this is good for him, less good for David. So that's definitely something there for Walther. David might have pushed his 50 caliber a bit too far, exposed a bit too much. Always something to be wary of. And as they're forced away, reinforcing both there. Good work, good work, good Arbeit. Look at this, I've got an Amerikanische Maschinengewehr, and it's heavy as hell. There we go, the rifle get caught here. Suppressed, not quite suppressed, the man to get past there. Going to grenade the mortar. And wiping it, cheeky, but quite effective. Still he can quickly accrue it. At the front line and reinforce it, and the gunners who did it, thanks to the half-tracks. Again, that's overall not too bad. 50 caliber needs to turn about, get into cover there, turn against the rifleman. Stewart still concerning and causing havoc on the west flank. Still no tag. At this point, I think Walther should consider taking up and trying to play either for Stug or Panther forward soon. Also, no doctrine from either side as of this moment yet. But again, the half-track really paying off here for Walther. Getting the Flammenwerfer upgrade, that could also be a good investment. Still, half-tracks generally tend to be for the Wehrmacht good idea. In particular, have a lot of infantry. Half-tracks are really good. Or bunkers, but that's depending on how hard to play. And the fact he's a bit more on the back foot does mean, you know, it's better off for the half-track. We'd say, had he been dominating the map early on, command bunker would have better choice since he's playing more defensively. Oh dear, 50 cover there, a bit of power position. Caught out in the open. Always be careful about rushing in your machine guns like that. He might end up losing it right here. There we go, grenades off. Oh, might just make it. Then again, not. It's low on health. And yeah, it's not getting time to set up then fire, so that's a bit unfortunate there. Half-track needs to fall back. Cancel flame for upgrade. Grenades up to Panther fast. Mortar, MD42 nowhere to be seen. Oh, he's left his right flank overexposed. Silly Walther, silly. You shouldn't have moved the half machine gun ahead like that. Remember, it's a machine gun, not a Panther Grenadier squad. So right here, Walther overextended dramatically, and in this case he's getting severely punished here by David. Well played there by David, well played. Wiping up quite a few units. MD42 doing a sort of stall thing, but it's all turning rather ugly. And we got another 50 cover there. It seemed pack out, it cleared up, but still lost a half-track, lost grenadiers. Small MD42 forced to fall back. It's quickly turning rather sour here for Walther. His pack 40 also outmaneuvered, and looks like Walther's playing for the Tiger. Not really the best decision there, I think. But anyways, time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation, Walther in a bit of trouble there. He's doing some damage, he's been able to steal some weapons. I mean, it's not like he's completely off. I mean, in terms of damage, they're rather close kill-wise. They're also close. It's not, you know, completely he's messed up. But again, I do think the start there rather set him off in a poor position, and overall allowed David sort of quickly build up for sort of having overall a stronger and more diverse force much quicker with a lot more firepower and the likes. So right now, of course, the question is how Walter's going to deal with this. And it seems like Walter's basically saying he's going for the Tiger tank. That can work, of course, but at the same time, the question is, if you've gone for something else sooner, might he not have a better chance versus all the infantry, the steward, and so on? And you could also try mobile defense, maybe a Puma, some Ostrom, and then taking up some medium arming. There were really options there which I think, you know, Walther neglected. Hell, he could have gone for this and laid down some Regal mines. I mean, really, a lot of options there missed for Walther. So of course, what can he do now? I mean, up this point, the Tiger might be the better choice, because he's going to be the fastest choice eventually, and that might just be his best choice for him. He can catch David off guard with that, and certainly David is perhaps not quite so up to fully reacting, dealing with it, but at the same time, David is at the same time not in a position where he can't react to it easily. I mean, he's got, you know, anti-tank guns, bazookas from the captain. This isn't, for example, going to cost him too many resources. He can sort of follow up. He's also got doctrines. He can go for armor company, get M10s, lay down mines from here, of course, which have now been improved. So you can also go infantry, lay down rifleman mines. You could go for, you know, a lot of things really. Of course, you might want to tag up, and still fuel caches would be a really good choice there for David. But again, I mean, for Walther, you know, he needs to think a bit more carefully, be careful not overextending. I mean, that's basically what happened here. He shouldn't have rushed the 50 caliber ahead of the rest of his force. He should have kept it behind and covering it. I mean, remember, machine guns are support weapons. That does not mean you support them. That means they support everything else. I mean, that does seem to be a sort of slight mistake that happens from time to time with some people, but no. He started supporting his troops, and things here would have looked a lot different. Instead, the reverse happened, and he got punished. So right now, of course, he needs to do something. I think he needs to focus on the west. Again, it's harder to creep up on him, and it means, you know, more open field to fire, which again makes it easier for Walther to sort of initially hold the terrain. Also, munitions cast there, pretty interesting. And then he can sort of try and push back there with the Tiger and so on. I think some Panzer grenadiers here would also be a good choice. Sort of consider for Walther, and otherwise mine, for example, covering here. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't mine that area at all when he could have, because it's a pretty good spot to mine for sort of anti-tank mines. Otherwise, for David, you know, also choose a doctrine. I mean, all three could really work well for him. Depends really on what he wants to go for and what he wants to react to. But overall, all three are good. It's not so much really to comment on there. I mean, he could also consider an M20, maybe some mines, but he doesn't have the munitions for that at the moment, so that's perhaps not quite as much. But either way, he probably should consider preparing for a tie, because again, he hasn't seen any armor at all, and usually when most Wehrmacht players don't go for any of that, they're desperately saving up for a Tiger, which usually means you at least have to be somewhat prepared for it. I mean, that's just how these things are, and so far he's, I mean, he can react reasonably quickly to it, so it's not, you know, all bad, but, you know, at the same time, he doesn't seem to be quite preparing for it either fully, so, you know, some minor thoughts there. But otherwise, to keep up the pressure, keep up the tactics so far. They're good use of smoke so far, and good use of attacking. I mean, again, he's not the type to just hammer his head into a wall. He's always looking for the, you know, the gap, the weak link, you know, where he can just sort of rush in, exploit, and do a lot of damage without necessarily suffering too much, you know. So that's really well played there by David so far. Let's see if he can't keep this up. Of course, let's see if Walther at the same time, though, can perhaps counter to a certain extent by, you know, playing a bit more cautiously in some elements. Rearsen's moving up the minesweepers.
Stick with me and you might just make it.
Reinforcements, and there you go, he does go for spearhead. Both players almost waiting to the 20-minute mark until choosing a doctrine, never what I'd describe as the best method personally. We'll have to see where this goes onwards, but clearly Tiger play is what Walther has in mind. I mean, he's been so pressured early on, he apparently hasn't thought about anything else. And I do think to some extent it's hurt him, but again, the Tiger could work out. In this case, David could be a bit unprepared, but all the hits seem to be taking up, so already there. And in fact, note what he did. He even used the captain to supervise. And again, that's the thing. I mean, no other army can actually speed up the tech process but the Americans. But David here did. Clever bastard. So very well done there, which actually allows him to more even easily react to a target if it actually happens. So not bad there actually by David. Really sharp American play. He's really putting into getting the most out of his resources, which is, you know, one of the things I really think some American players need to learn to do. So many American players, you know, have a ton of abilities, but they rarely use any of them. They're just sort of relying a lot on brute force, which, you know, isn't always what they work to best at. But there you go, Raffinades off. 5th cows are pressing, Gunner is getting, well, slaughtered here out in the open. So many corpses, so many wreckages. Grenades, all 54 force back. More soldiers need to get away here. Stu moving up support. This is quickly turning up mid for Walther again. I mean, basically using the smoke, he was able to nullify the MD-42, allowing the rest of his forces to do whatever it wants. I mean, really, smoke for the Americans is quite vital, and again, it gives them a lot more maneuverability in the field, and also allows them to, you know, quickly cut out a vital element of the German defense. Good hit there. He actually managed to steal the pack howitzer somehow. That's actually quite impressive. That is quite impressive. Thumbs up to Walther for that one. I actually missed that. Wouldn't be surprised if David also missed that one. Hey, where did our gun go? Oh, there. Oh shit, they stole it. Goddamn cracks, thieves!
Area's ours.
Someone call the police. I think that's why we're here in Europe in the first place. The police is the German. Then before setting up here, Tiger advancing. I don't think, David's quite expecting this because crashing through the wall. Tiger, surprised. And there he goes, actually using stun round here to buy Stuart time to get away, except, oh, there we go, it hits. Shit, I can't see what happened. They shot jam at it, and it's raspberry. I hate raspberry. There you go, used the Stuart stun round there to buy a bit of time there to escape from the Tiger. He's just charging in. And of course, in this case, we do see he's a bit unprepared, but in this case, putting out a tank gun, he can soon also get the jacks. In this case, we're just seeing Walther rushing straight ahead here. Rather reckless. I mean, in case, in theory, David could have laid mines down here, had him trying to hit away, not allowing Walther to see, in which case the Tiger could have been stuck there. But in this case, though, of course, Walther was lucky. David quite handful of fire. But there you go, anti-tank and Jackson away again. We are seeing that despite all of this, I mean, he can still react quite smoothly to the Tiger, well, relatively smoothly, thanks to the choice he made anyway. So again, fuel cash would be good.
AT gun ready.
Going to do setting up here, so again we got another sort of forward rush here from Walther, catching David a bit off guard there, plunging a bit for any mistakes David made, of course, and then sort of just rushing it. But at the same time, there's a bit of recklessness behind. But there you go, Jackson, 50-something anti-tank gun, ready to sort of deal with any cracks.
Germans are making a push.
Rierson sneaking in. Moving up the artillery. I mean, he's actually got a bit of an advantage there with the mortar and the pack houses. So that's pretty decent there for Walther. Tiger moving ahead. There you go, Tiger taking hits there from the anti-tank gun and the Jackson, already down to half health there. Down to a quarter of health there. Very good, very good. And again, we are seeing here already Walther's plays encountering some issues. David is already in a good position to react and counter it to a certain extent. Pack cards going to cancel, rushing forward, and a tank gun not quite there, sort of fully support the front line. Tiger can't, he goes well, he's too damaged. Walther will have to get more pioneers to speed up the repairs, instead he's getting more grenadiers, which means the Tiger probably will be out of the fight for some time, which is basically good news for David. Packhausen needs to fall back, he needs to fall back. There you go, good hit from the Pack 40 and the Stuart. Betty too, by the way. Good job there by David. Almost got it. Quick grenade, mortar wiped again. David just keeps it up here versus Walther. Not grabbing the mortar though. Might want to pull back the pack out just a bit further. There you go, barraging. Good hit there, suppressing a bit too. Of course, the question is what will Walther try to aim for next? What will be his next move? Targeting Pep. Again, it is very slowly. Additional pioneers would help a lot there. And by a lot, I do mean a lot. There's a bit of trouble. Can't even deal with it. Almost right. Oh dear, Panthers has failed there. Good use of the terrain there to avoid it. Tiger though being pushed into the fight here. Walther can't wait any longer. He needs to push back against David. He needs to do some damage here. Ooh, using incendiary arms there versus the 50 caliber. Not bad, not bad. And also getting some hits on the Stuart. Pack 40 could also support a bit there and go back his. That's also helping the MD42 gain more experience and actually gain some extension, damaging light vehicles and armor. Getting another half to get against support, reinforced at the front line and so on. Not bad there for Walther, not bad, but again, Tiger is struggling with the Jackson. Needs to get the Pack 40 up here to deal with it and force it away from the Tiger a bit. And still, no one should have been shifted over to the west front, should have harassed maybe to away some force there from the east. We got the half running for Walther. Tiger still being repaired. Veterans on the pack house, which does open up for White Phosphorus, something he could consider using against David at certain points. They could lead him out a bit, you know, force him to break up some defense and the like. Sterling back kind of mortar there. Again, Radner taking hits for the Tiger. There could be wide. Oh, Tiger misses, but Jackson moving in there. Not quite Veterans one, thusly the high velocity armor piercing tungsten rounds. Nasty work there. Got a Sherman as well here for David. Seem to sort of turn into a bit of a slugfight here between the two. Looks like he's repairing something now. Shifting troops over to the west side. Here's the Steward. He's taking losses. Pack 40 setting up there. Pantherfaust. No target weak point though. Sherman quite a bit down, so they need to fall back. Ultra Pack Couch joining in there. See a fall back there from David. Not quite intent on getting the Germans head on.
50 cals up. The capture point is being overrun.
Steward sitting up down the west flank.
Armor ready. Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death. Task complete. Crew ready. Crew ready. Arm up.
Still only one Pioneer squad for Walther here. Still only one, yeah.
The enemy is overrunning
Obergefreie Reinhardt wondering how it ended up like this, him stuck repairing a Tiger tank half the bloody damn time. You know, I always wanted to try one of these, not fix them up. Scheiße. I never should have listened to my mother. Anyways, grabbing points there. Grenadier setting up the light machine gun again, so trying to step to the front. But hey, he's setting up here for some kind of flank assault. Interesting again. I mean, this is good thinking from David. Instead of just trying to bash his engine into a wall, he's again trying to find a weak spot in it. And there's a huge one called the entire western flank. In fact, he could strike straight at the base and do some damage to Walther. And again, Walther would have a hard time reacting. In fact, he will force him to remove everything from here. So in that sense, sharp thing here from David. That's in fact what he's thinking. We've got the Stuart Jackson. We get the Sherman up there. He could actually do some damage here, knock out bunkers, which are up for infantry, would clear out buildings and so on. You got more pioneers on the way there finally for Walther.
Armor ready.
Just moving ahead there, air reconnaissance in, pioneers moving in. There you go, striking. Going for the base defences first, which are vulnerable here to the armour. There we go, Veteran on the Jackson, almost got one bunker. Troops moving in here a bit quickly though, should have waited for this one to be cleared out first, either way though. Okay, he's dealing with the infantry coming first, you know, bunker would allow him to move the rest of his force in, but he's actually, I think he's setting up here, basically expecting Walther to try and react from here. Instead he's moving all the way back here, which is still good, because again, what does that mean? It means this is then open for David's force here to take advantage of. So this is, either way, I mean, this is a win-win for David. I mean, if he does react to this, he can move in here. If he does react, that still means more time for the rest of the forces down here. So sharp thinking there by David. Very sharp. Almost got the bunker there. Also got the infantry coming. Good strike there. Good strike. And there go Jackson. Use the high velocity on his round. So David. Please. No. Oh well. By the way though, he's basically just denuded his entire front line because of a bait attack. Very solidly executed attack there by David. Very solidly executed. I mean, he can essentially want to now just move everything in here and take it. But still, he's striking here. Bunker still about though. If he'd gotten that, his infantry could have had an easier time added. So, bit of a mistake there, but I think he's got the major nearby, so it's not too much of a loss there. Going in for the car point, not bad there from Walther, seeing a bit of opportunity. Again, he's sort of trying to figure out where there's some weak spots on David. Of course, David can quickly counter this. Moving in the Steward again, and there we go, going for the bunker. He's basically now left this open. These forces, Walther actually always do force it. Otherwise, you know, again, David could just walk straight into his base on parade and do a lot of damage. So this creates more challenges here for Walther. This creates a lot more challenges. We've got troops moving in there, doing some damage, good work. Just not enough force behind it, I fear, at this point. Captain, Lieutenant, and there you go. He uses on me. Good work there, good work. Great stuff there. It's really another underestimated American ability, but clearly David's got a good grasp of the Americans here. Well done, well done. And again, now he's making towards reach again. Very open, because again, Walther has to defend this because he now knows if he doesn't, David's going to strike here again. So again, we're going to see some large issues appearing here, despite, you know, actually having more or less the same size force. You know, he's still having trouble defending, and again, David is having no trouble attacking. So, well played there by David, well played. Forcing Walther to react to David here, that is very solid, and I think really taking advantage of the American nobility and overall other, you know, aspects of them very well there. So, good job there, good job. And of course, now again, Walther's much more forces to have to pack up and then leave here again. He's further spreading out Walther's forces, eluding the strength here of Walther's troops. Because again, he can't focus them. So some of cards, of course, all spreading out because he just has to grab some territory here. Otherwise, he's going to be a lot of trouble versus David.
Crowds are sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being captured.
So at the moment, strategically, David is enjoying the advantage, in actually having the initiative, determining where to fight and so on, which really means that at the moment Walther's reacting more than he's acting. And that's generally not something you want to be. If you're acting, you're generally on the back foot, you're not necessarily actually winning, and that's generally not the situation you want to be in. Even if you have, say, actually a larger force than your opponent, if you can't wield it like you want to, it's not really going to matter too much now, is it? There you go, Tiger Strike in there, but straight to the Stewart. And there you go, stun rounds, we've got Jackson, there we go. Still no high velocity armor on tungsten, but still. Got to be more careful, got Pack 40 moving up there, Tiger already down to half health, anti-tank gun ready. Also fighting position going up here, needs to upgrade it, and there we go, on the way. Managed to grab the territory here, not bad, again, you know, David sees towards the east, Walther sort of patches up in the west, good, good. But again, to a certain extent, he's not quite, you know, playing the game he wants to, probably.
The capture point is being overrun.
He's being pushed back, Lieutenant. 50 cal almost done. Tiger moving ahead here. Goes with the Jackson, the anti-tank gun, still on his ground. He's almost got the Tiger, so that might not matter. Pack 40 there, he could smoke it with his Sherman, probably should. Sherman's about to get knocked out here. There you go, smoking but also putting up behind the building at the same time. Walther, remember, it's basically a smoke mortar he's got there on his tank. And he's pretty much at that point render the Pack 40 nothing. And there you go, Tiger wrecked as well. Walther, though, can get another one here, probably was expecting, though still wouldn't, you know, set up Tiger worse like that. Either way, though. Either way. Second Tiger round here for Walther, but, you know, he hasn't been able to do that much damage with the previous Tiger. I mean, he hasn't knocked out a single tank. So in that sense, David still's got the overall larger force. He's still got a nice chunk of the map here.
Armor, one of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
And Walther still in a bit of a tricky position. But now, though, David's definitely enjoying the larger force here than Walther. And for tanking in the back position as well. It alone, low health, low numbers versus a single Tiger.
Supply line just got cut off.
Oh dear, unit wipe there. There you go, Jackson moving up. Still not armor piercing round. Oh, there you go for the anti-tank gun, but not for the Jackson. Surprising how many Americans don't use the armor piercing round for the Jacksons. Again, offers more penetration, but also damage. Don't forget that one. It's more damage as well. I keep saying it so many times, though. Victory points wise, I mean, interesting to note, though. I mean, despite all the troubles, Walther's never really been hugely behind David, so of course he's not all been bad there, but ultimately, there we go, crossing in there. Oh, just running over those Grenadiers. Pack 40 again, smoke, ensuring he can't do this, at least he then has to sort of specifically micromanage it to shoot, which then means he can't focus on the rest of his force. And there you go, we got double Jacksons here, double Jacksons, finding some armor piercing rounds. And there you go, GG from Walther, game over, the comfortable Walther shattered here by David and the 2nd Armored Division. Well played by David, well played by Walther, but again, I really feel like it's sort of initially mistake here, sort of focusing heavily on the east. Generally, again, you'll benefit more from the west as the Wehrmacht, and then some other sort of mistakes. So then you finally had him forced again, actually doing damage, sort of seized upon some mistakes David had made. At the same time, he was able to sort of take full advantage of the situation and had no minds, no nothing really. spread out a bit too thinly, rushed machine guns out of the rest of his force. I mean, he then kept making mistakes that really allowed David to sort of quickly swing back very hard and, nullify to an extent. And the Tiger again, I don't really think at least the first one was a good idea. He should have gone for, some other armor sooner and then maybe support with a Puma or something else, which I think would have gotten a bit better chance of getting some even footing against David. But again, it never quite materialized. And ultimately then, of course, David just began, really taking advantage of the force. He had to just strike where he wanted. He forced Walther to react to play to his tune. And overall, by that point, things really slipped out of Waltzer's control. I mean, he tried again, but, ultimately he kept reacting to David, and that rather gave David the advantage. Of course, obviously, then he played along to David's plans, and that rather gave David, what he wanted. So there you go. Very well played here by David. Some really good American play. Good use of grenades, smoke, vehicle, armor, tactics, strategy. I mean, overall, this was some solid American play. I really think a lot of American players could, benefit from studying some of this, what David here did, trying to apply it to their own game. So thank you all for watching. I hope you had some fun. I hope you learned some things. If you did want to subscribe, tell a friend, share it with everyone. If not, send a new plan or some feedback in the comment section. If you do feel like supporting the Propagandacast, which of course you're most free to do, consider subscribing. Well, not subscribing, donating. There's a little link there in the video description. Every dollar helps me, keep making this stuff day after day. So, I mean, if you can, that's great. If not, that's also great. But otherwise, you can also consider just pressing like, since that means more people get to see this video as well appear, which also gets me more viewers, subscribers, and all that. So, just pressing the like, but also sharing the link can do a lot for me. So, thank you all, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye.